A very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back once again to our TOEFL classes. And by the way, this is the last class for the month. So, yes, let's focus on completing the last two modules of the TOEFL exam. So far we have covered the overview, pattern, syllabus, and the kinds of questions, the types of questions which come up in the TOEFL exam. For the reading and listening module, we have covered so far these two modules, and today we'll be focusing on the last two modules, that is another two modules in fact for TOEFL exam, that is writing and speaking. So what all we'll be covering, let's see to be covered. So we'll be seeing the overview, the question types, that means what actually the kinds of questions are for these two particular modules, and then we'll go through the tips separately for speaking and writing. I'll also show you some sample questions if possible, and in the end we can go ahead with the doubt clearing session if you have any questions. All right guys, so I am moving on with the writing module first, but yes, before we actually start with our class, I would like to give you two reminders. That is, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel first of all, because we have lots of videos for you free of cost. You do not have to pay anything basically, and obviously you have to register with us. That means you can actually register for free with us, and because of that you can get in touch with our expert counseling team, who will give you the free counseling in case you need counseling on any of the exams, migrating exams like IELTS, TOEFL, PT, GRE, and so on. And also apart from that, you can avail the perks of watching our videos free of cost from our YouTube channel, and also from the IELTS calendar, that is getting access to all the videos for free from our landing page. So there we have our IELTS as well as TOEFL calendar. Sorry. So yes, this is the class for TOEFL. So TOEFL calendar is also there on our landing page. If you would like to go and watch any of our videos from the past and learn about different modules in detail, so this is one of the best platforms that you can ever visit. Alright, so coming back to the PPT guys, we are going to see and learn about writing modules first. So as I said, let's go through it. What is writing TOEFL all about? Okay, so the TOEFL IBT test writing section measures your ability to write in English in an academic setting and to present your ideas in a clear and well organized way or manner. There are two writing tasks. Okay, so these are the two question types which you actually encounter in your TOEFL writing paper. So first task which you get in writing TOEFL is integrated writing task, and that is for about 20 minutes. That means that you will get actually 20 minutes to complete this whole task of integrated writing. Here you have to read a short passage and then listen to a short lecture. Then write your response in what you have read and listened to. And writing for an academic discussion task, this is basically a new task which has been introduced in the TOEFL writing paper. So earlier candidates used to get one integrated that we just discussed, and the another one was independent task. So this independent task has been replaced by academic discussion task, or writing on an academic discussion task. Okay, so this task basically takes 10 minutes. You get 10 minutes to prepare and write for it, and here you have to state and support an opinion in an online classroom discussion. So basically you'll have to give your views, your beliefs, whatever have regarding that question. And definitely in integrated task you do not support anything with your opinion, you just write the facts. All right, so now let's see how do you actually how the examiners actually do the marking. So you will type your responses on a computer keyboard first of all. Okay, this is how your marking scheme depends on what it depends on. So test timing, it should take about 29 minutes to complete the writing section, and of course scoring would be, writing tasks are scored based on the writing scoring guide by a combination of AI scoring and certified human raters. So both are involved. Raw scores are converted to a scale section score of 0 to 30. So you get the marks between 0 to 30, and 29 minutes, that is approx half an hour is what you get for completing your whole task of TOEFL exam. Now, what are the tips for TOEFL writing exam? Let's go through it one by one. So, read articles and summarize in English. This is one of the biggest tips which you can actually apply if you really want to boost up your score in TOEFL writing. So, first tip, basic tip is to prepare for the TOEFL writing section. Applicants can build a habit of reading academic articles or even different types of articles in their native language and summarize it in English. To explain it further, take notes in a language that applicants are comfortable, and next, take some notes in English. So, this is how you can actually improve. Then, write a summary of points in English sentences. Take a help of teachers and ask them to review this writing and correct errors. Track the time taken to complete this task and slowly work to reduce the same. Now, listen to lectures in English and take notes. The TOEFL writing part, specifically the integrated writing task, allows 3 minutes of reading time, 2 minutes of listening time, and 20 minutes as the total response time. Total response time means the total time in which you'll be actually writing your answer. So candidates need to listen to a short lecture that demonstrates the reading material presented in the previous segment and then write it. To triumph this section of the examination, applicants must do the following things. Listen attentively to record lectures in English. Pause the recording every 20 to 30 seconds and note down the significant points. Replay these recorded lectures to tally if the points match with the lectures and include the important points, if any. Lastly, they must elaborate the notes in the long sentences. So focus on the source of information. While preparing for TOEFL writing test, candidates must learn to figure out the source of information and include that source in writing. For instance, they must identify the speaker, identify if a speaker is narrating someone else, command the information, and be careful about the difference between might be and is. So might be and is are, they're quite easy to understand and use, but yes, their meaning might be confusing for some people, especially who do not have the basic level of English, or in fact basic level of grammar, I would say. So practice practice to deliver grammatically correct sentences. This is the next point which I was just talking about. Let's go through the bullet points one by one. To score high numbers in TOEFL writing, applicants need to have comprehensive knowledge of grammar. To enhance their knowledge, they must practice the following. So what are those things? List down the various concepts of grammar and focus on one section every week. Attempting grammar-based exercises will help students practice their knowledge, which will help them enormously. Furthermore, memorizing appropriate words sentences while summarizing any articles or from recorded lectures. This is what you can actually do to boost up your writing skills. Now, avoid quoting, very important. In TOEFL integrated writing task, candidates are required to describe the author's or professor's point of view in their own words. For this, they must follow the below mentioned tips. Avoid quoting the author, as TOEFL e-rater section detects this instantly and leads to a number reduction. Okay, that means your score, your numbers would be deducted if the AI, that is the computer who is checking your writing skills, especially in the integrated task. Please do not take the name of the author, that is what they are suggesting here, because otherwise if the AI detects even just once, it's very good in detecting that. Okay, so the software has been set up in such a manner that the AI would detect the author's name and it would directly automatically deduct your numbers or scores in writing. So be very aware of that. Then third bullet point says avoid quoting or build a good command. Avoid quoting, as in this third bullet point, try to make up or try to come up with your own words, that is paraphrasing using lots of synonyms. The next is incorporate enough transitional words. Okay, so transitional words or phrases form a crucial part of the integrated writing segment. Reading and writing passages compel students to make a proper transition between differing and contrasting ideas. So, this challenge can be overcome only when candidates have enough knowledge of transitional words and learn different instance, they must know transitional words that describe sequence points and reasons. In addition, they must increase their vocabulary of transitional words that are used to elaborate, contrast, and show cause and effect, summarize, or conclude. Okay? Now, make an outline, the second part of the TOEFL writing segment, that is academic writing task of TOEFL, is different from the first part. Here, candidates must write essays based on personal experiences or opinions in response to the providing writing topic. To make the essay well structured, coherent means logically consistent. So, students must do the following. What are the following things? Read the essay questions attentively. Second is identify the main point of the essay question. Next, note down two strong reasons to justify the answer. And lastly, write examples in the TOEFL writing section from personal life to support each of the arguments previously mentioned. That means you have to support or cite an example along with every main body paragraph which you're making. Now, establish a clear opinion and stand by it. You have to get fixed with one opinion. The academic discussion task of TOEFL may contain essay questions such as, is it better to work in the same organizations all life or for other organizations? The other may vary from one applicant to another. Therefore, the right approach would be the following. Candidates must have a clear opinion and establish it in writing. They must not say an opinion in one paragraph and go on to justify another opinion in the next paragraph. Add conclusion sentences in each body paragraph. Apart from writing a conclusion section of each given task, TOEFL candidates must build the practice of providing conclusion at the end of each body paragraph. This helps to connect to the main argument habit. Students can adopt the following strategies. So, what are those strategies? Let's look by them one by one. Go with by one, sorry. So, write essays and check their writing to see if it includes a conclusion sentence. Track of the total instances where they have forgotten to add a conclusion and see if it is decreasing with each essay writing. This is how you can actually practice writing the conclusion part. And do not forget to edit. Editing may seem a trivial task to applicants, and it is one of the important tips for TOEFL writing test. Students have to be careful while self-assessing their writing, that means self-checking. In this regard, they must focus on the following aspects. Practice with spell checkers off as there are no spell checkers available on the test sheet. Find the spelling and grammatical errors and ask for a teacher's review. Similarly, minutely check spacing and punctuation. Books and references. So now we are coming up to the books and references. That means I want to suggest few of the books which you can actually use for your TOEFL practice sessions. So yes, first is TOEFL official guide PDF. I'm sure many of you have heard of this. Then we have Cambridge preparation for TOEFL as well. Then of course everybody knows about Barron's. So Barron's, we have two categories here. Barron's essential words, that means you can actually look out for vocabulary here. And for practice sessions for all the modules, Barron's TOEFL IBT 17th edition, that is I think the latest one which has come up. And then in the end we have Kaplan TOEFL IBT Premier as well. These are top 5 books which I'm talking about here. Now we will move on to another topic or module which we are going to learn about today. That is speaking module. So let's get the important points one by one. So first is know the test structure 100%. This is very important, guys. So, as a test taker or as a TOEFL aspirant or candidate, you should be very much well aware about the paper pattern, about the syllabus, even about the marking criteria. Even if you do not have to mark yourself, but still you should know how you will be marked, so that you can prepare and plan your study method accordingly, decide for certain scores which you need. So first bullet point under this is TOEFL speaking tests your spoken English for a university entry, and this section of the exam is 17 minutes long. So there are total of 30 points available. Okay, a high score would be between 26 to 30 points. Your university will tell you in advance what score you need. So for each college and scoring criteria. So as a TOEFL aspirant, as I said, you should be well aware so that you know for getting into a certain university or college how much score do you actually need. Now, next bullet point says TOEFL speaking exam has two parts and four tasks to complete. The first is independent speaking task, which is only one in number. And the second category or the second type of speaking exam which you get is integrated speaking. So first is independent speaking, one, and the other three out of four are the integrated tasks. So these tasks try to simulate your real life situations inside and outside the academic classroom. Let's take a closer look. So if we take a closer look, you can see here question types, and then we have, explain a choice. For example, you get these kind of topics for these two questions, task 1, 2, 3, and 4 for all four questions. Then the preparation time is also given for independent 15, integrated 30, third integrated, second integrated task. The third task of speaking is 30 seconds. Last task again integrated, only 20 seconds. Then what are the speaking timings? You can see here for integrated all the three tasks you get a minute, that is 60 seconds, and for independent task you get the speaking time as 45 seconds. Now let's talk about independent speaking first. What is it actually? So in this section you will answer one question using your own ideas, opinions and experiences, and there are three main types of questions. So there are categories or sample kind of questions related to each of the category. So I have listed down good and bad idea. That is that first question will be related to this particular category. The second independent task sample question would be related to paired choice, and the third. So you should always support your opinion with relevant examples and give as much as detail as you can. And you may also contrast your chosen answer with an alternative viewpoint. In this section, you will get 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to speak on it. Second is integrated speaking. Now, questions 2, 3 and 4 on the TOEFL speaking test are integrated speaking tasks. So integrated simply means that these tasks combine the reading and listening and speaking skills. So for example, you may need to listen and respond orally, or you need to listen and read and then respond orally. So it can depend on the integrated kind of question you're getting. Now, this section focuses on campus and academic related topics. In questions 2 and 4, you have 15 to 30 seconds to prepare your answers. Your speaking response time for each question is 45 to 60 seconds. Now you have to understand your TOEFL score. So A is delivery. That means the candidate generally speaks at a good speed and shows fluency or expression. Speech is clear or minor difficulties with pronunciation or intonation patterns, but these do not affect the overall score. If we talk about language use, the response demonstrates effective use of grammar and vocabulary. It shows a relatively high degree of autonicity with good control of basic and complex structures. Minor errors may be noticeable, but they do not. What about topic development? The response is sustained and relevant to the task. It is generally well developed and coherent, and relationships between ideas to to score top marks in the TOEFL independent speaking task, study the assessment rubric criteria. So this is the criteria, and the marks are focused on the following three concepts. So these are the three concepts which we just read, on the basis of which your marking scheme would depend. Now, as per the score, I have given the general, the delivery, how the general description of the topic should be in speaking, how you should actually deliver the topic, what should be the language used, and how you should actually develop around the topic. So these four categories or parameters are given here in the chart along with the scores. So later on when you rewatch the video, you might want to go through each one of them in. And let me just move on with the slide for now, because there are many slides to continue, so this chart can be read by you by your own, right? So third is use introductory phrases to buy yourself more time. Now, how you can actually cover up the time if you do not know how to answer the question, or you do not have any idea about the topic and you don't know how to initiate. So these are the few phrases which you can actually use to fill those gaps. Okay. Now, as far as I am concerned, either you can say this in the starting. Personally, I think that it seems to me that so these all words and phrases would give you or allow you some time to think about the main topic which you're going to speak on. What about the fourth one? Fourth says communicate regularly with native speakers. This really helps in improving your English language skills. Then fifth is summarize quickly. So in TOEFL speaking, you need to summarize really quick because you have very less time for speaking, as I feel. And definitely when you will also practice by yourself, you'll feel that it is a very small span of time in which you have to speak a lot and mention a lot of ideas and phrases and a good vocabulary as well as a good grammatical structured sentence. So definitely that's a lot to cover in few seconds. So you need to practice a lot and summarize very quickly, okay, in order to finish your support your answers. That is very important. Supporting your answer with clear reasons, ideas, and examples is very important. Seventh is use adverbs, adjectives to add the complexity to your language. So once you start using adverbs and a lot of good adjectives in your answers and sentences, that will give the highlight to the examiner that yes, you know how to use complex sentences. Eighth is take notes effectively when listening to English speakers. Definitely taking notes is very important, and I have actually made a very separate video and slide on this particular topic, that is how to make notes, okay, while speaking and also in listening paper, because in listening exam of TOEFL also you have to make lots of notes. So I have made a separate video. Please go and watch that video from the month of August when we actually did the TOEFL exam preparation in detail. At a TOEFL class. So definitely please check out those videos from my YouTube channel. Ninth is use phrasal verbs, but not too much, because phrasal verbs are usually considered as sometimes slangs, or sometimes they are also referred to as the informal language. So definitely you don't want to be informal with the AI, that is the computer, who is the current examiner, and also actual examiners who will, humans test your English after the AI has done its role. So yes, it's all combined as we know. So yes, please do not use the phrasal verbs too much. Phrasal verbs are basically words like these where two words get together and form a different meaning. So got and through, these both different words have different meanings in themselves, but when they get together, that means got through. So if I put these two words together, got through, it actually changes into a completely different meaning. So yes, uh, these are few of the highlighted words you can see, and these are all phrasal verbs. These kind of verbs you have to use. 10th is record yourself speaking. That really helps to actually exercise your speaking skills. Master transition words. Transition words we already know. Although, whereas, while, however, moreover. So these are kind of transition words, and you should actually use them, quite a number of times, and actually where they are needed, not anywhere. So yes, frequent means wherever they are needed. So just put them, please. Definitely that will affect your score positively. Show what you know. So definitely whatever you know, show that to the examiner and practice preparing quickly. Get comfortable with the background noise, because sometimes it might happen that you might get a background noise, while speaking. So you have to be very much familiar and comfortable with it, so that you do not get distracted if there is any noise during the examination session. Listen to different accents, that would also help. And here are again the same number of 5 top books which I wanted to share with you, so that you can actually prepare for your speaking and writing. So guys, thank you so much for watching us live. I hope these slides and this particular video will be of a very much help to you. And of course, if you're planning to give your TOEFL, then all the best. And of course, I would like to thank all of you for joining our session today live. This was the last class basically for this particular month. But yes, hopefully we are coming up with another TOEFL and IELTS for both the examination preparation classes. We are coming up with the new videos the next month. So yes, till then stay tuned, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do not forget to register with us. Thank you guys. I shall see you soon with another few new topics.